Hello everybody, welcome back to the sessions on power electronics by Ramana. So far in the previous sessions, we have mainly discussed the aspects of SCR, the silicon control rectifier, and from this session onwards, we will be paying our focus on the other thyristor family devices. And to start with, in this fifth session on power electronic devices, we will be discussing the constructional and working details of GTO, SCR and DIAC. Objectives of the session are main construction details, VA characteristics of GTO, SCR and DIAC, and mainly the comparison between GTO, SCR and SCR, as uh, these two are the actual things the uh, which paved the pavement for the development of power electronics evolution. To start with, here we have the symbols which we have already discussed for GTO SCR. GTO stands for Gate Turn Off Silicon Control Rectifier. It is 90% similar to the SCR in construction with small changes, and in the symbol in the gate terminal a cross or bidirectional arrows will indicate that it is a GTO SCR. To have an overview of GTO SCR, it is a four-layer three-terminal device similar to SCR. It is a PNPN device with three terminals, namely anode, cathode, and gate, or it is almost all same for SCR. When it looks like, or when it comes to the symbols, or when it comes to the two transistor analogy, in all the cases it is similar. But the difference is in the forward direction, it can be turned on by a short positive gate pulse, as in the case of SCR, but a large signal or a gate signal of high magnitude is required in this case. And the other feature is it can be turned off by applying large negative gate pulse for long duration. As we are able to turn off this GTO SCR by itself by applying negative pulse, there is no extra circuitry required to turn off the SCR. This is the striking feature which poses upper hand for GTO SCR when compared to SCR, and particularly in high frequency on and off situations, GTO SCR has a clear advantage over SCR. When it comes to SCR, the VA characteristics, whatever we have discussed, it can be used in only in forward direction. GTO SCR also same, it will be used in only the forward direction, and SCR is controlled as control rectifier because its characteristics or its turn on times can be controlled by applying gate pulse. It is control rectifier. But the problem with SCR is it cannot be turned off by itself. Once the SCR is turned on or once it reaches the on state, gate loses control over the anode current and voltages. So even if we maintain the voltage between gate and cathode, it will be a wastage. So we will be removing the gate signal. And to turn off the SCR, we have to employ different methods called as turn off methods of SCR, which are named as commutation methods or commutating methods, which are again categorized into different commutation methods, which we will be discussing in the sessions after discussing the devices. So commutation of SCR or commutation circuits of SCR will be discussed later. So when it comes to GTO SCR, that's computation problem or turn off problem is not there. No separate computation is required. When it comes to structure of GTO SCR, it is same. When you see from the anode to cathode, it is PN layers only, PN junctions. And when we see near the outer P region, in this N plus or some concentrated end-doped finger-like structures are embedded or inserted in parallel with inside the outer p layer. It is because of this thing current gain of the PN transistor will be less, so it can be turned off, or this structure will be useful, or this structure is behind the actual turn off of the SCR. But because of the same thing, we require higher gate pulse to turn on. At the same time, the main disadvantage of GTO SCR is we have to maintain the gate pulse throughout the forward operation or throughout the on state of the GTO SCR. That is, even if the SCR enters the conduction state, gate signal should not be removed, rather than it should be given with very small gate voltage when compared to the turn on gate voltage. This type of structure has simultaneous turn on and turn off operations. Because of this structure, it will be useful. Reduction of gain of the PNP transistor is obtained by introduction of anode to N-base short circuiting spots. These are called the short circuiting spots. Number of N layers as such, which are called as fingered N layers, will be there inside the P layer. Apart from these things, all the layers will be uh, doped just similar to SCR. This structure has low on-state voltage, and so the ability to block the reverse voltage is poor. When compared to SCR, the on-state voltage drop is still less, but to block the reverse voltage, its ability will be somewhat less. Large GTOs have interdigitated gate cathode structure in which the cathode emitter consists of many N-type fingers connected in parallel and diffused into P region. This is which is shown over here. So just similar to the SCR, we can visualize the equivalent circuit as if the same PNP and NPN transistors are connected in back to back. The same sort of cumulative actions occur, but in this case, for turn off also cumulative action takes place. Some of the electrons will be taken back from the cathode region to the gate region. Some of the electrons from the on state anode current will be taken back to the gate terminal. Because of that, anode current decreases, and now the base current of NPN transistor decreases. Eventually, collector current decreases. Likewise, so on. As the PNP transistor has little gain, again it will decreases. The base current entering NPN will go on decreasing, so reverse cumulative action takes place. Just you can understand it like this. The current gain of PNP transistor is low in this case. When a negative gate pulse is applied, excess carriers are taken away from the base region of the NPN transistor, and the collector current of PNP transistor is diverted to the gate. So, taken away from the base region of the NPN transistor. From the base region of the NPN transistor, now as gate is negative with respect to cathode, they will be taken out from the base region of the NPN. So collector current will decrease, then eventually collector current of PNP will also decrease. Likewise, it goes on. And the collector current of PNP transistor is diverted to the gate. Base current of the NPN transistor decreases, which in turn decreases the base current of PNP transistor, resulting in a reverse cumulative action. Thus, turn off will be achieved. When we go through the VA characteristics, it is just similar to the normal SCR or conventional SCR. We will not be using it in the reverse direction, only in the forward direction we will be using. Same forward blocking region with the same forward breakover voltage without any gate current. Ig is equal to 0. This is VBO, and so the current flows like this and enters the on state. But with gate current, as usual, as in the case of SCR, turn on times will become less. It enters conduction state in lesser time. Similar characteristics to normal SCR will be achieved. But when compared to the conventional SCR, large gate pulse is required or higher magnitude of gate current is required, but though for lesser duration. For lesser duration is required. For lesser duration, high magnitude of gate current is required, and so it will turn on and enter into conduction mode after crossing the latching current. When compared to the conventional SCR, the latching current value for the same rated GTO SCR is higher. For that purpose, the minimum current which is to be flown through the GTO SCR to enter into conduction state, that is latching current, will be high. As latching current is high, likewise even the holding current will also be high. If the current falls below the holding current value, it will immediately come on to turn off position, and there are many chances in the because of the construction of this interdigitated structure, there are high chances that the current decreases below the holding current value and GTOSCR comes into the forward blocking region, falls into the forward blocking region. So that or to prevent GTOSCR from falling to forward blocking region from the conduction state or on state, we require to continuously apply a positive pulse between gate and cathode throughout the on state or conduction mode or working or operation region of the GTO SCR. For comparison, if the gate current is 1 amp for turning on, then around 2%, uh, around 20%, that is around 0.2 amperes of gate current should always be maintained in the gate cathode region, so that GTO-SCR remains conducting in the on state. And when we want to turn it off, obviously we will remove the gate voltage, positive voltage, and apply reverse voltage between cathode and gate, that is negative voltage between cathode and gate. When we discuss of the same thing which we have gone through, it has a large value of latching current which is of the order of 2 amperes. If gate current is not able to turn off the GTO SCR, then it behaves like a high voltage low gain transistor. In the forward direction, if the applied gate current is not sufficient, if it is not sufficient to turn on the GTO SCR, or if it is not sufficient to make the anode current become equal to the latching current, it cannot enter on state, and the GTO SCR rated anode current cannot flow, but so it behaves like a high voltage low gain transistor, that is it will still conduct, it will still be conducting, it will not fall into blocking region, but with as if it will be working as if a low gain transistor with high applied voltage. It has low power loss when compared to SCR. So far whatever we have discussed, GTO SCR has got certain advantages over SCR, but there are some disadvantages also. But when same rated SCR and GTO SCRs are compared, these are the advantages. Obviously, there is no need for commutation circuit. It can be turned off by applying just a negative pulse between gate and cathode. Because of this, the size of the total circuit decreases and also size of the device will decrease, so it will be of small size and less weight. Because of the, and also its efficiency will be more because of the less loss, low power loss. Fast switching speed, as it can be turned on and off on its own just by applying or controlling gate and cathode terminals. Its switching speeds are high when compared to SCR, conventional SCR. And as commutation circuits are not there, no inductive and no capacitive effects from the external circuits, noise will be lesser noise due to elimination of commutation circuit. High withstanding capability for surge currents. It can withstand higher magnitude of surge currents when compared to conventional SCR. When it comes to the disadvantages, high gate current is required for turning on, as we have discussed, and a small percent of triggering current should be maintained throughout the conduction mode. It requires higher latching current to enter on state. High gate circuit loss, when it comes to only gate, when we compare only gate losses, then gate loss of GTO SCR is more. But when compared with the total losses, losses in GTO SCR are less, so efficiency will be more. But as in this case high gate circuit loss is there in case of GTO SCR, the chances of gate getting damaged are more. High on state voltage drop. As we have seen in this VA characteristic, the current is going with more tapering angle when compared to SCR, which would have been almost 90 degrees or around 90 to 80 degrees. This has more tapering angle, means the voltage drop is more. As the current goes on increasing, voltage drop will be increasing as the conduction takes place. That is high on-state voltage drop. Lower reverse voltage blocking capability. When compared to the conventional SCR, this reverse voltage blocking capability will be less, or avalanche breakdown will occur at lesser voltages, or you can say reverse breakdown voltage will be less when compared to conventional SCR. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of GTO SCR over conventional SCR. And when it comes to the applications, obviously wherever high switching frequency is required and higher ratings are required, it can be used. Electric traction, adjustable frequency inverter drives, rolling mills and machine tools, and many more. Here is a comparison between GTO SCR and SCR, the same ratings obviously, which we have already discussed. GTO SCR has high efficiency, less noise, high gate current, small weight. And another interesting feature with the comparison between equally rated devices is when it comes to the on-state voltage drop. On-state voltage drop for the same rating of SCR and GTO SCR, 1600 volt and 350 ampere. That is 1600 volt rated voltage can be applied across it. It blocks some of the voltage in the blocking region, and after turning on, very small voltage drop will be there across the devices. In case of SCR, 1.5 volts will be dropped, or it is just like a short circuited switch as we know, means load will be getting 1598.5 volts and 350 amperes will be flowing. In the case of GTO SCR, it is 3.4 volts, but still it is less. Though more than SCR, it is still less. As we have already seen in the characteristic, it is more when compared to SCR, which would be somewhat like this. So the load will be getting 1596.6 volts under on state. So on state voltage drops are less. When it comes to turn on and gate currents, turn on time for a conventional SCR is of the order of 8 microsecond. For this 8 microsecond, and turn on time is gate current required is 200 milliamps, or at very less gate current 200 milliamps means it is zero point 0.2 amps. At 0.2 amps it will take 8 microseconds. At very less gate current is required to turn it on, but turn on time is more. When it comes to GTO SCR, it is 2 amps. This is 0.2 amps and this is 2 amps. Higher gate current is required, but turn on time has been decreased considerably. At with 2 amperes of gate current, turn on time will be almost 1/4. It has become 25%. In 2 microseconds, it will be turned on. When it comes to turn off, it is 150 microseconds for SCR. For GTO SCR, it is 15 microseconds. So the turn off time, again, there is a large difference between these two times. GTO SCR turn off time is 1/10 of the turn off time of the SCR. It is just 15 microseconds. So this is the comparison between GTO SCR and SCR, but still these turn on and turn off times are not very good when compared to the technology available nowadays. Not only nowadays, for the last 2-3 decades, there have been many technical advancements. Because of this, lot of power electronic devices have been evolved and lot of improvements have been done to those devices. Apart from the thyristor family devices which we discussed in the previous sessions, there are many more devices which we have to discuss, like diag, triag, MOSFET, IGBT. When all these four devices are subjected to higher voltage and currents, obviously heat sinks will be required. They will be called as power devices. That is diag, triag at higher voltage and currents, IGBT, and also power MOSFET. Of all the devices, MOSFET, power MOSFET and IGBT will be having even more faster switching actions when compared to these thyristor family devices. They are also 4-terminal devices, but their actions will be similar to the transistors, so they will not fall under the thyristor family devices. But when it comes to diag and triag, diag is a sort of diode and triag is a sort of triode, but they will be having 4 layers but different number of terminals. Diag will be having only 2 terminals, whereas triag will be having 4 terminals. With that difference, normally some scientists or engineers will consider them as non-thyristor family devices and some will call them as thyristor family devices. For all discussion purposes, we will be including diac and triac also in the thyristor family devices. And this is about GTO-SCR. And our next device which we are going to discuss is diac. Before that, we will just have a glimpse of GTO-SCR from the abundant data and knowledge available in the internet, where we can go through this one, but it is just similar whatever we have discussed. During the conduction state, GTO behaves just like a thyristor with a small on-state voltage drop. The GTO has faster switching speed than the thyristor and has higher voltage and current ratings than the power transistors. The construction features are shown just like these things are called as interdigitated structures, as we have seen in our previous slides. The junction between the P plus anode and N base is called anode junction. A heavily doped P plus anode region is required to obtain the higher efficiency anode junction so that a good turn-on property is achieved. However, the turn-off capabilities are affected with such GTOs. This problem can be solved by introducing heavily doped N plus layers at regular intervals in P plus anode region, which makes a direct contact with N layered junction. These fingers will be making direct contact with N layer at junction J1. This is called as anode shorted GTO structure. Anode shorted GTO structure or nothing but interdigitated GTO structure. To turn off a conducting GTO, a reverse bias is applied at the gate by making the gate negative with respect to cathode. A part of the holes from the P base layer. P base layer is this one. A part of the holes from the P base layer is extracted through the gate. Extracted through the gate, which suppress the injection of electrons from the cathode or anode current decreases. In response to this, more hole current is extracted through the gate results more suppression of electrons from the cathode. Eventually, the voltage drop across the P base junction causes to reverse bias the gate cathode junction and hence the GTO is turned off. The same thing we can be calling as a reverse cumulative action. It is same for the same VA characteristics. When it comes to the applications, abundant applications, all power electronic devices with small modifications and design aspects or manufacturing aspects can be manufactured to work in almost all applications of AC DC circuitry. It can be used in AC drives, DC drives or DC choppers, stabilizing power supplies for AC, DC circuit breakers, induction heating and other low power applications. Due to the advantages like excellent switching characteristics, no need of commutator circuit, maintenance-free operation, GTO usage predominant over thyristor in many applications. So that is all of now on GTO, that is gate turn off thyristor. Then we will be discussing our next device as diag. Diag, as the name indicates, it is diode for alternating current. As diode conducts in both the directions, it is also called as bidirectional thyristor diode. It falls under the thyristor family. It is called as bidirectional thyristor diode. And as the name indicates, after the PN junctions diode, with further developments, the diag came into existence, where you can visualize its operation as two diodes connected in anti-parallel. Two diodes connected in anti-parallel. When a single diode is there, it will be conducting only in forward biased condition and blocking reverse biased currents, means it will be conducting only single directional or unidirectional device. Diode is a unidirectional device which can be used for only DCs or DC supplies. When alternating current is there, single diode cannot be used. You have to utilize one diode each for both half cycles. From there, evaluate the concept of diag, and also from the thyristor family devices. After the invention of SCR, the developments were made by properly doping the regions. Diag has been made, which is shown in this figure with T1, T2, which are the terminals T1 and T2, VT1 terminal voltage in the forward direction, VT2 is the terminal voltage in the reverse direction. Construction of diag, it is sandwich of PN diodes, one after the other, and in the reverse also PN one after the other. So eventually it is happening is as if 4 layers are there. So actually when the construction is seen, diode is a misnomer. Just think of it as two terminal device. It consists of 4 layers and 2 terminals. PN layers, when seen in the left half, PN layers will be conducting during forward bias. PN dash will be conducting in the reverse bias. Its structures will be such that when T1 is made more positive with respect to T2, T1 is made more positive with respect to T2, the current starts to flow from this outer P layer instead of this small N layer, which is lightly doped. Similarly, in the reverse direction also, when T2 is made more positive with respect to T1, the same outer P layer or the current flows from the outer P layer instead of this smaller lightly doped N layer. Apart from these outer N layers, it is nothing but just like a PNP transistor. It is nothing but just like a PNP transistor, and all these 3 layers are evenly doped and equally doped. It is a bidirectional device. It can work on alternating current. When VT1 is greater than VBO1, PN conducts in forward bias. What is VBO1? VT1 is the voltage applied between T1 and T2. When the positive voltage between T1 and T2 is more than the VBO1. In this forward direction, this N is the base. This N is the base for ENP transistor. So when it becomes more than the biasing voltage of the base, it conducts in forward bias. Similarly, in the reverse direction, when VT2 T1 becomes more than VBO2, it conducts in reverse bias. It is almost all symmetrical in construction in both the directions, as just now we have discussed. All these three inner PNP layers are evenly and equally doped. Both forward and reverse leakage currents in the blocking regions are small, and we will get similar characteristics in both the directions. First and third quadrant are forward and reverse biased because of the symmetrical structure, because of the uniform doping in all the layers and equal doping. We will be getting same VA characteristics in both the directions. That is the beauty of this diode being a bidirectional. Not only being a bidirectional device, it can have almost similar symmetric characteristics in both the directions. So it can be straight away used for AC conduction according to the requirement of the load. Other features being the same: forward blocking region, forward breakover voltage; reverse blocking region, reverse breakover voltage. When we think of normally as a just SCR, this PN, now this PN with two terminals T1 and T2 in the forward, this is now anode and cathode, and there is no gate when compared to the conventional SCR. So that third terminal gate is not there. You can imagine this as anode voltage triggering, anode voltage turn on method of an SCR by increasing the applied voltage. When the applied voltage is increased and when it becomes equal to breakover voltage, the junction J2, the junction J2 will be breakdown, and the diode acts like as if a closed switch or short circuit. A large fall in voltage drop will be there, very small voltage drop across the diode. The total voltage will be fed to the voltage load, and current increases rapidly, and it enters the conduction region for positive half cycle in the forward bias, and similarly negative half cycle conduction region. It happens for the same, like reverse biased. In this reverse biased condition, again PN dash, you can compare this as a similar SCR without any gate. When the applied voltage becomes more than the reverse breakover voltage, it conducts with very little reverse on state voltage drop, and it enters the conduction mode. So these are the VA characteristics of diode. Its breakover voltage lies between 30 to 50 volts. When conducting, it acts like a low resistance switch with a voltage of about 3 volts across it. When not conducting, it acts like an open switch. Obviously, a diode is sometimes called as a gateless triac. Why it is called as a gateless triac is when we compare the structure, again almost similar to triac also, where triac will be having two gates, but diag will not be having any gates. All other features will be very similar. The operations will also be similar. Even triag will be also having symmetric characteristics in both first and third quadrant. That is, triag is also a bidirectional device, but it can be designed for higher ratings when compared to diag. So that is why diag is also called as triag. When it comes to applications of diag, compared to other thyristor family and power electronic devices, this is normally designed for lower ratings. Comparably, turn on and turn off times are more when compared to other devices. It is mainly used as a triggering device for triac in most of the applications. Triggering device for triac. So, in general, in Most of the electronic circuits we will be witnessing diode and triac together in most of the circuits. It can also be used in light dimmer circuits, heat control circuits, universal motor speed control, likewise many applications of diode, and mainly it will be used as triggering device. Then we will have just again we will browse through useful working with application circuits. Whatever we have discussed now, it can be shown like this. MT1, the terminals are also called as MT1. In that slide it is shown as T1 and T2, but in most of the circuits wherever you find it is shown with MT1 and MT2 terminals. VA characteristics are similar in both the forward and reverse direction. Diode stands for the diode for alternating current. DI from diode alternating current. It is a bidirectional semiconductor switch that it can be turned on in both forward and reverse direction. When applied voltage goes beyond its breakover voltage. This is one of the diode shown. Symbol again with MT2 and MT1. Same thing for forward bias and reverse bias. MT1 positive with respect to MT2, MT2 positive with respect to MT1. So when forward bias it is P1 N2 P2 N3. For reverse bias it is P2 N2 P1 N1. It is shown in a simple fashion over here. For forward it is P1 N2 P2 N3. P1 N2 P2 N3. The other one is P2 N2 P1 N1. P2 N2 P1 N1. When voltage is increased, outer junctions J1 and J3 are forward biased and middle junction J2 is reverse biased, just similar to SCR. You can compare, and also in the reverse also it is the same. VA characteristics again the same. It will be in the shape of a Z. The curve will be lying on the first and third quadrants because they conduct in both the positive and negative polarity. Initially, the resistance of the diode will be higher because of the reverse biased junction between the layers, so there will be small leakage current flowing through the diode. It is mentioned as the blocking state, similar to the others. Once the applied voltage reaches the breakdown voltage, the resistance of the diode drops abruptly and then it starts conducting, which leads to a sharp decrease in voltage and the current starts increasing, which is mentioned as a conduction state in the curve. The diode will be in the conducting state until the current reaches the particular value called the holding current. There will not be any latching current sort of thing in this case. And when it comes to application C in this circuit, diode is used in conjunction with triac, and the two to fire the triac via its gate. Diode is used as a triggering device for the triac in a simple AC power control circuit. And other applications of diac is, apart from the triggering of triac, it is heat, heater circuit. Again here diac is used to trigger the triac. Light dimmer circuit, again diac is used as a triggering circuit for triac. So by adjusting the value of this resistance, this capacitance voltage can be varied. Diac will turn on, or turn on of diac can be controlled by the varying the value of resistance and this firing angle can be controlled. In all the cases, the same thing can be done. It depends on the on adjusting the variable resistance. So that is all for now. In this thing, we go back to and have a small quiz. The condition for GTO SCR turn off is achieved when the current gain of the PNP transistor is turn off. Turn off is achieved low, high, very low, very high. When the current gain of the PNP transistor, obviously, as the current gain of the PNP transistor in the GTO SCR is very low, it is because of that only GTO SCR can be turned off. It can be achieved. Which one of the following statement regarding GTO SCR is true? Smaller size and less weight, higher size and less weight, higher size and large weight, smaller size and large weight. Obviously, no other circuitry are needed. It is smaller size and less weight. Which one of the following is a triggering device? Triac, diac, GTO SCR, all of the above. Triac and GTO SCRs are the devices to be triggered where diac is used as a triggering device, particularly for triac. So, diac is the answer. Which one of the following device is a gateless triac? As we have discussed, it is similar. Diac is similar to triac without any gate. So, diac is the answer again. There are FAQs. Whatever we have discussed so far, all are important in this. Explain the construction details and explain the characteristics of both GTO, SCR and diac. Compare GTO, SCR and SCR. This is actually most important. When you properly understand the advantages, disadvantages and comparison between GTO, SCR and SCR, you can proceed further to have to select proper devices for the given applications. That is all for today's session, and we shall stop here, and thank you.